Hey guys, what I'm going to be working on today is my fieldpiece gauge repair. So what I've got here guys is my Fieldpiece Sman2, and what's going on is that when I'm pulling a vacuum, the high side does not pull because I believe the O-rings are bad. So if I shut the high side and use the low side, it pulls fine. Once I open up the high side, it will go down to probably about um, 4,000 microns, and that's about it. Never go any lower. So I know the O-rings are probably bad because I had this gauge for a long time since it first came out. So what I'm gonna do is replace the O-ring. I also order the entire valve assembly because they don't sell these O-rings. So I'm gonna replace the O-rings first and show you which O-rings I'm using, and then I'll go ahead and do the valve replacement. So what you want to do is disconnect all your hoses from your gauge manifold. That way there's not too many bulky stuff in your way to hinder your work performance. So disconnect all your hoses from your gauge. Now what you're gonna need for this task is an adjustable wrench, a Phillips screwdriver, a brush, some dielectric watertight grease, and what I've also purchased is the valve kit. These valves, they come as an assembly. They don't sell the O-rings for the valve, so you have to they want you to replace the entire valve assembly itself. This kit came with a set of valves, the screws, and the sticker marking for the unit itself, and also the rubber handle that goes on both sides. So you have to buy the entire kit. So what I've got here is the O-ring kit I purchased from Harbor Freight. It's a refrigerant O-ring kit, and I'm going to attempt to match the O-ring up to the ones that's on the gauge itself. And once I pull that off, I'm going to try to get the perfect match, and hopefully that works. As you can see here, I pull one of the O-rings that comes closest to the one that's on the valve itself, and I'm gonna remove one of the O-rings and try to fit the new O-ring on. So once I remove that, I'm gonna fit it on and see how it fits onto the gauge. What I've got here is a little plastic tool that I got for opening up the tablets and phones and stuff like that. So I'm using the plastic tool to slip the O-ring off without damaging the O-ring itself. Once I got the O-ring off, I match it up to one of the O-rings in the kit and see if I could get the exact size, but it's difficult to find the exact size. They're a little bit off in diameter. So I'm gonna attempt to see if I can get this matched up and replace it. Since these are the new valves, I'm being extra careful not to damage the new O-ring set because that's my initial problem, was the O-rings themselves. But because those older O-rings are all flattened, I need to have the right circumference of the O-rings I need to replace. Now let's go ahead and get this unit disassembled. What you need to do is remove the plastic sticker on the end of the knob. That will expose the Phillips screw that's sitting here, that's holding the actual handle on to the knob itself. So once you remove the Phillips screw, you get an adjustable wrench, and you can start removing the valve. So twist that off and turn it, and then you will expose the valve. The valve is a two-part valve, so when you pull it out, you'll see that it separates. And here you can see the O-rings itself. They're flat, very flat O-rings. They're supposed to be round compared to the original, but they're flat. On this side right here, I had previously replaced the O-rings with the green O-rings, and it was kind of tight and difficult to get in. I didn't quite like the feel of it because for me it didn't feel like it was the right fit. So I end up just pulling it apart and use the original valve O-ring, the replacement valve O-ring that I ordered. Now I got a piece of paper towel, and I just cleaned out the hole for any debris that's in there, or any chips of O-ring, whatever is in there. I cleaned it out. If you have some compressed air, you can blow it out. Make sure you get all the debris out of it. And once it's out of it, you can go ahead and get your grease, your watertight grease, and you can lube the hole itself. Once you lube the hole, you can lube the O-rings and put the valves back in place. Here I'm using a Q-tip because it best fit to hold and get it lubricated, because the brush was a little bit too big and it was messy. So I used a Q-tip to do my lubrication. Once I get this all lubricated, I would just go ahead and just start reassemble the parts back together, and you will just slip the piece in together with the nut and get it aligned, and then you can tighten the nut down. Once it's tightened down, you don't have to over torque it with your wrench. You can just turn it and give it a snug fit, because the O-ring is what keeps it in place. I would recommend also probably to use some kind of Loctite on this brass nut, because if you're one of those person that likes to crank on the knobs, you can back the nut out while you're opening up the valve. So keep that in mind as you're reassembling your cage. Now back to the Harbor Freight O-ring itself. I tried two different sizes. One felt a little bit too loose, that's a smaller size, and the next size up that I tried felt a little bit too tight. So I wasn't quite sure how it was gonna work, but I wanted to see if that Harbor Freight O-ring had a fit to the gauge. I never vacuum test with the Harbor Freight O-ring, so I cannot say if it worked or it did not work, but maybe someone will make a video and try it out, or maybe later on in a different video I'll try it with a vacuum. What you see, I'm using back the original knobs that I have that came with the gauge, because they're color coded. Which are two black knobs. I just stashed the knobs aside and just let it stay in there for whenever I need it, I guess whenever these knobs are damaged. Once I'm done, I'm gonna continue to exercise the knob to make sure they move freely. Put back my sticker. As you can see, this old sticker was still good. I just kept it and just reused it. Glued it back in and use my special tool. Once that's done, I'm gonna connect all back my hoses to the manifold itself. And once I connect back the hose to the manifold, I'm gonna do a vacuum. I've got a regular micron gauge, and I've got the micron gauge that's on this Fieldpiece unit. So I'm just gonna compare both of the vacuum together to make sure that it's kind of in sync or close to it, so I know it's working correctly. Like, share, subscribe to the bar channel. Thanks and have a good one.